Don't be crusty. Okay, we're gonna go from the body gel. So, true story, here's Seductive Comfort. I've used all of these shower gels. In fact, I just ran out of my Seductive Comfort. Right now I have Fresh Nectar and I have a Cabana Sunset, and they're in 2 different areas of the house. My husband loves all of this because it's clean beauty. I put this all over my body because I want that wonderful aroma and smell. But when it comes to the vajayjay or the hoo-ha, or we're going down under, however you want to say it, I use the Intimate Cleanser. And I have a lot of fun with this, right? But to be serious, I use this because it is refreshing and it makes me smell good down there. It is wonderful with your pH balance. So if you have problems sometimes, if you have problems with pH balance, that sends you to the doctor. Well, this is gynecologically tested. So your female doctors that basically are experts in your hoo-ha, they love this because it's no glycerin, no fragrance, and it's gynecologist tested. That's what you want. It keeps you fresh, you smell good, it helps with odor, it optimizes the moisture barrier. So when you get 50 and over, Liz, this is why I love this. Because, they start talking to you about, oh, do you feel uncomfortable down there? And all of that. This is a godsend. I bow to you, honey. The vajayjay queen.
Well, you know what? It's interesting because I was actually shocked how many of you in the focus group, we had at least, I want to say 11 or 12 different issues, and it was really shocking, and the solution was really nothing. So I brought in a biochemist, I brought in a gynecologist, and of course my chemist is always there, but listening to the stories of women say, well, Liz, I've gone through menopause, I'm dry, I'm tight, I'm itchy, I'm uncomfortable, I can't wear jeans, I can't wear tight clothes, my doctor said just go sit in a warm bath. Another person said that they were told just to use your face moisturizer down there. No. So that's why this was created. So you want to use something specifically for that area, especially if you are over 50 and you've gone through menopause. This is and whether you get Nakery or you don't get Nakery, this is my health speech for the night, is you want to use something in that area that is fragrance-free, gynecologist tested, no glycerin, nothing in it, and you want it to be clean beauty. This has been so incredible. We actually gave out samples to everybody in our focus group before we even launched the product, and of course did our clinical testing, and everyone couldn't believe that there was a product designed for them that actually gave you that kind of relief.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's face it, by this point, we have no hormones. So, we're moisturizing every place else except where we talk about our intimate area. So it's kind of a no-brainer. We need that.
Right, exactly.
Right? But we never realized it, really.
Right, and I think, as we get older, and especially in our 50s and our 60s, I want to say, honestly, we almost get forgotten, and, it's kind of like your own job to go out and try to find something. So that's why I brought in a gynecologist and a biochemist who listened to all of you and all of your stories and said, no, you're going to wear the tight jeans, you can wear the workout clothes, you can feel confident on a date, you don't have to worry about the odor or the discomfort or just feeling uncomfortable throughout the day, and this is going to give you that relief, right?
Yes.
And tell them the story about your doctor, which is terrible,
well,
but it's good for us to know.
Same thing. It's the same. So I went to my yearly appointment, and and he said, well, okay, I don't need to see you anymore. And I said, well, why is that? And he said, well, you turned 65. And then I said, oh, okay, so I'm 65, so nobody cares about my vagina anymore. And he said, well, no, not unless you have a problem. And I said, yeah, I'm having a problem here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you almost get to a certain age, and because, and that's where you get the worst issues, right? You get the dryness, you feel uncomfortable, you don't feel confident, you don't want to go out, you don't want to go on a date, you don't want to, because you don't feel fresh. And so it's actually quite disappointing, to be honest, is that so many of the women in our focus group, Debbie, were told, like Donna Kay, or like Patsy, just go sit in a warm bath or just don't come back. So to have a product, this is why this was created. For all of you that are in that over 50 Club, 60, 70 years old, and you're saying, you know what, Liz, I feel uncomfortable, I want a solution, and that's what this is.
Well, you know, I think we want to just feel like how we used to feel.
Right, and why can't you?
That was what we felt our whole life, and then all of a sudden everything changed.
Right.
And you guys,
So we want it back.
You also can pick up the moisturizer too. I use both of these religiously, and I was over the moon when Liz told me she had the intimate cleanser and you have the moisturizer that you can get. And I want you to get both of them because it's $3.99 to get home the wonderful, no fragrance, no glycerin, no sulfates, none of the stuff that is making it smell a little funky down there, right? And we just have to be serious. If you don't feel confident when you're with your significant other and you're making up excuses like I got a headache and all this kind of stuff because you just don't have the confidence, because you feel like you don't smell great, you smell great with this. And it's not disrupting your pH balance because they will tell you, hey, don't stay in your swimsuit too long. Don't stay in your wet, gym clothes too long, but they're not telling you, do not use a fragrance when you, down under, okay? And I ain't talking about Australia. When you are talking about down under, you want to use something that does not have a fragrance and doesn't have any of those harsh chemicals, that makes you smell good, that gives you that confidence, so that if you still want to get busy, honey, you get busy. There's no excuse of, oh, I don't have the confidence because of the way that I smell. And the worst thing is in the world is when you could be with your significant other and they're like, do you want to go and rinse off? And you're thinking, I already rinsed off. And then you go to the doctor, and this is gynecologist tested, and they say, okay, your pH balance has been upset. Are you using fragrance? And you're like, oh, I did. No fragrance down here. You're gonna smell better, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna have that confidence. And I used this morning, and my husband loves this, and that's why I have a glow. I had a beautiful morning. Okay, and my husband said, Debbie, he listened to me last night, I gotta be nice. He was like, don't mess up what we got going on here. But I told him, but he loves it. And he said, just be honest that you have the confidence. Because I've before said, no, not interested right now. I don't like the way I smell. I'm not interested right now. I don't like the way that I feel. This is reducing all of the odor problems that you have, the discomfort problems, because it's adding hydration. $3.99 to get it home. And Liz, I thank you for creating this because a lot of people don't tell women that you can't use a fragrance down here.
Exactly, and that's why I brought in a gynecologist and a biochemist because, all of us, including myself, we were misinformed and we thought, okay, well, you get to a certain age and you just deal with it. You just deal with being dry, you just deal with discomfort and go to a drugstore. And, Donna and Kate and I were talking about, the embarrassment of trying to ask strangers at the drugstore, what should I be using and what's gonna really work? This is clean beauty. This is gynecologist tested. This is clinically proven to give you that relief. And look at this beautiful lather. It's almost like whipped cream.
That's what I want to show is how gentle and kind it is, hydrating. And it boils down to me and my friends. It's a quality of life issue. And I will tell you, my friends are in our 70s and we talk and we still have these same issues that we talk about. And to have something that we have an answer to something that we thought there would never be an answer to, and you just may do the best you could. But gentle wash, just a gentle wash. And then the moisturizer just lasts for hours.
It lasts for 24 hours, you guys. And so not only does the Intimate Cleanser make you feel fresh and hydrates you for 24 hours, we also want you to